Hello, I'm Sebastian. Welcome to Nine Knee Trees podcast. Today I will summarize and review the book. In Zone to Win, Organizing to Compete in an Age of Disruption, Jeffrey A. Moore delves into the complex challenge organizations face today, thriving amidst continuous disruption while balancing the needs for sustaining innovation and transformative growth. This book serves as a sequel to Moore's earlier work, Crossing the Chasm, but shifts its focus from individual product marketing strategies to the alignment of an entire organization structure to adapt and excel in an ever-changing market environment. Through insightful analysis, Moore presents a framework that enables companies to identify and commit to the necessary organizational adjustments for growth and sustainability, specifically focusing on managing the tensions between exploiting existing assets and exploring new opportunities. This framework is designed to help senior management teams align their company's strategy, structure, and culture with the demands of a disruptive marketplace, emphasizing the critical roles of leadership and organizational design in achieving commercial success. I will give you key takeaways from this book. Firstly, the Four Zones Model. Jeffrey A. Moore introduces a strategic framework, the Four Zones Model, that aims to help organizations navigate the complexities of innovation and disruption. This model divides organizational initiatives into four distinct zones: the performance zone, the productivity zone, the incubation zone, and the transformation zone. The performance zone focuses on the core business and its revenue-generating capabilities. It's where immediate profits are found, requiring continuous optimization to stay competitive. The productivity zone supports the performance zone by managing costs and streamlining operations, essentially ensuring that the organization operates as efficiently as possible. The incubation zone is where new ideas and innovations are nurtured. It operates almost like a startup within the larger company, focusing on exploring new technologies, market opportunities, and business models without the immediate pressure of profitability. Finally, the transformation zone is critical for scaling new ventures proven in the incubation zone to a level where they can become significant to the company's future growth. Each zone demands different management practices, cultural attitudes, and success metrics, addressing how to balance short-term performance with long-term innovation. Secondly, managing disruption. In the context of Zone to Win, managing disruption takes a strategic forefront. Moore emphasizes the imperative for companies to not only recognize the different types of disruption, but to also strategically position themselves to manage or leverage these disruptions to their advantage. He distinguishes between sustaining technologies that advance the performances of existing products and disruptive technologies that transform the market by introducing a new approach that initially may not meet the needs of existing customers, but eventually overtakes the market. The book details how organizations can use the Four Zones model to effectively respond to these forms of disruption. For instance, the incubation zone allows companies to invest in disruptive technologies without endangering their core business. On the other hand, the transformation zone deals with scaling these innovations to a level where they can redefine the company. Managing disruption, according to Moore, requires a calculated balance of investing in future opportunities while exploiting current ones, ensuring that companies remain relevant in a rapidly changing business landscape. Thirdly, leadership and organizational culture. Leadership and organizational culture are pivotal in successfully transitioning through the zones, particularly when aiming to thrive in an age of disruption. Moore points out that the willingness of an organization's leadership to embrace change, champion innovation, and foster a culture that encourages experimentation and tolerates failure is critical. He further emphasizes that for a company to successfully navigate from the incubation zone to the transformation zone, leaders must be prepared to make tough decisions, allocate resources towards unproven ventures, and most notably, manage the transition challenges without demoralizing the workforce or jeopardizing the core business. Cultivating a company culture that supports agility, resilience, and a persistent quest for innovation becomes an essential ingredient for success. Moore's analysis illustrates how the alignment of leadership vision with an organizational culture that is tuned to embrace change and drive innovation paves the way for enduring achievements in the face of disruption. Fourthly, balancing core and context. Moore introduces the concept of balancing core, what brings in the revenue, and context, everything else that supports the core but doesn't directly contribute to the bottom line, as a critical aspect of the organizational strategy. He persuasively argues that while companies must focus on their core to ensure fiscal health and the competitive advantage, neglecting the context can lead to inefficiencies and missed opportunities for innovation. The productivity zone is highlighted as playing a critical role in managing the context efficiently, offering support and resources that allow the performance zone to thrive. Moreover, the incubation zone is depicted as essential for exploring future cores, indicating that today's context might become tomorrow's core. This balance is not static but requires constant recalibration as market conditions and organizational priorities evolve. A dynamic more aptly addresses, showcasing its importance for long-term sustainability and success in a disruptive landscape. Lastly, scaling innovations. Scaling innovations is a dominant theme in Zone to Win, which moves beyond merely generating creative ideas to effectively integrating these innovations into the larger business fabric to drive growth. The Transformation Zone is dedicated to this purpose, providing a framework for bringing proven innovations from the incubation zone to scale. Moore illustrates the significant challenges organizations face when scaling innovations, including resource allocation, market timing, and internal resistance, emphasizing that success in the transformation zone often dictates the future trajectory of the company. Adopting comprehensive strategies for overcoming these challenges is essential. This includes ensuring that innovations align with the company's strategic vision, securing executive support for championing these projects, and carefully planning the integration of new ventures into the existing organizational structure. Moore's insights into scaling innovations offer valuable guidance for companies looking to leverage new products or services as a springboard for growth and competitive differentiation in the digital age. In conclusion, Jeffrey A. Moore's Zone to Win, Organizing to Compete in an Age of Disruption, is essential reading for senior executives, strategists, and innovation managers grappling with the challenge of steering their organizations through the turbulent waters of today's business environment. The book's comprehensive framework, encompassing the 4 zones model, provides actionable insights for balancing the demands of sustaining existing operations while capturing new opportunities for growth. Moore's exploration of leadership, organizational culture, the balance between core and context, and the need for scaling innovation offers a blueprint for success in an age characterized by rapid change and uncertainty. This work is particularly beneficial for those in leadership positions aiming to transform their businesses, as it not only presents the mechanisms for managing disruption, but also emphasizes the cultural and structural adjustments necessary for thriving in the long term. Ultimately, Zone to Win serves as a guide for organizations striving to maintain relevance and achieve sustained growth in a landscape marked by continuous disruption. If you would like to support Jeffrey A. Moore, you can buy the book through the Amazon link I've provided in the podcast description. After reading the book, please let me know what you think and share your thoughts. See you around.